Hi all, welcome. In this video, I will be giving demo of top 10 real use cases using Azure Application Insight. I have created one web app and hosted it on Azure Web App and integrated with Azure Application Insight. We'll start with the use case one, which is your real-time APM. APM means application performance monitoring. We can track response time of your server, the request rate, failure rates in near real time, and many more other matrices. The actual benefit, it can quickly detect latency, any slowdown in your services before it is raised by the customer. Here I have given one example. Imagine your site where checkout API latency is exceeding particular seconds. So your site can generate, so you can generate an alert and notify the concerned team. Now I'll show you how it looks like on the console. This is my demo web app. Now if I click and I'll show you the matrix, you see the matrices here, how I access those matrices. Just click Application Insight, search for Application Insight. There it is. Now go to the live matrices. Since my web app is already integrated with it, so I can see all the matrices which I have configured to monitor my web application. Now, if I reload this browser, you will see the spike here, request rate. There you see, there is one request rate per second. If I do a multiple refresh, you will see the count. Yeah, there you see 6 request rate per second. That's how this is a real-time APM, application performance monitoring. There you also see the request duration, how much time our web application is taking to cater the request. Other matrices are also present, like request failure rate, which I'll be demo in the same video, the dependency call rate, and other matrices. So this is a use case one where we can do real-time monitoring of your application and its performance. Live user session tracking. We can do live session tracking for your users along with their locations so that we can learn the behavior pattern and identify where we are having a problem. If you look into the example, there you see in case of your web application, if you see sudden spike from particular region, so you can quickly adjust your CDN routing to transfer the load. It monitors your active users, their locations. Let me give you the demo, how we can see that. If you click on the users here, there are 3 users. Why there are 3 users? Because one application URL is accessed through this browser, and two more I have added in one user is here and 2 other is from incognito browser. That's why it is showing 3 users along with the location. If I click view more insight, you will see I'm accessing from India location, and this is giving my location from where I'm accessing this URL. This is your use case 2 to track live user sessions. Third one is real-time error detection and alerts. It captures exceptions, dependency failure, and any other crash, any other issues with your application, such as application crash. So this is built for developers to alert them as soon as there is an issue with their application. We'll give you the demo on this. This is what I have configured through an exception in this web app. Let me just click on this link. There you see, it is giving me an exception where it's saying this page isn't working. I'll show you how it will display this exception in matrices. There you see request failure rate. So we can put monitoring on such matrices so that as soon as there is a request failure rate or there is an exception error, so it can alert our developer team to fix that issue. Now let's move to the use case number 4, which is SLA and availability tracking. You can also monitor your URL. Ping monitoring you can do. It will check the availability of your URL from different regions around the world. For that, you need to go for availability. There in the availability, you can configure ping for your web application. Now you see it is checking availability in different regions around the world and how your web application is accessible. If it is less than 100%, you can generate an alert and notify your concerned team to maintain SLA and uptime of your application. This is your use case 4. Now let's go for use case 5, real-time API uses and throttling. In case you have an API which is having a limited number of access duration or access count, so you can enable a real-time API uses. It can monitor your incoming API calls, request patterns, and also it can limit the rate in real time. The benefit, it prevents overuse and ensure API limits. Here is an example. In case you have a public API provider, it gets alert whenever the client exceeds 1000 requests per time. This is just an example I have given. Let me show you how it works. If I call this API multiple times, it will throw an error. And the same error, as soon as there is an error, it will show in my matrices. See, rate limit exceeded, try again later. Let's see how the system is behaving when this issue occurred. We receive an alert event where whenever the API has breached the limit, you see request fail rate also got increased, and also we receive an alert event which is saying there is an issue with your API. So those alert we can set and notify the concerned team as soon as there is an API limit breach. That's how we can set a limit of your external communication with your application. Now use case 6, which is live funnel and conversion tracking. It can track your real-time user flow through critical business processes. It can identify quickly where user abandon your processes. Example is there. If any booking site notice that 40% of user drop at payment page, then we can immediately enable our testing. I'll show you how it looks like on Azure portal. Go to the funnels. I'll show you what we are going to monitor. We are just browsing one product, adding it into cart, checking out, and then ordering. So the entire process is completed. Now in the funnel, I want to check order place. Let's view it. Now you see it is showing me 100%. It means there are two users, those who have put those who traverse from starting to checkout. Also, there is one more feature. You can add the filters in the dimensions. Let's take an example. We want to check from which city we are receiving the alerts. Since I am accessing it from Faridabad, let's see how it shows. Saying both the users ordered from the Faridabad location. Now let me change the value to some other keywords. There you see, when I change the city name, the order place is coming 0 here. It means no order has been placed from this city. So that's how we can use the make of funnel to track all the steps in my web app. Let's go for the another use case now. Dependency and server health monitoring. We can also track dependencies such as your SQL DB, any external API in real time. And also we can identify slow performance whenever we are calling those external APIs or any external, if our web application is talking, is communicating with any external tool. There is an example. If your SaaS application sees Azure SQL queries are taking some time or timeout increases, then instantly your SaaS application can route the queries to a backup DB. I'll show you how it works. Simulate SQL queries. Let's see what is the matrix pattern. There you see dependency call rate. Whenever we are having dependency on any third-party application or an API, during that matrix, we can see our system health. If there is an issue with our system health during dependency call rate, or dependency call rate is taking time more than usual timing, then we can generate an alert and take necessary actions. There you see dependency call duration is taking less than 1 second, but in case if it is more than 1 second or whatever threshold you want to define, you can set it whenever we are calling our third party, any API or any other application. Unauthorized login, we can detect unusual traffic patterns or suspicious IP behavior. To secure our web application, we can detect sudden login attempts from any particular country which is not supposed to access our web application, and trigger any Sentinel workflow to secure our application. I'll show you that too. There is a failed attempt we recorded. There are failed attempts within 1 second. Let's take an example. Within 1 second, we got 7 failed attempts. Immediately, it has generated one event. Based on that event, we can notify a concerned team to take an action. This is your security in Azure Insight. Also, we can monitor impact of newly deployed feature in real time. Whenever there is a new feature deploy, we can set an event for that new feature. And along with that event, we can keep an eye on the matrices, how the system is behaving, performing during that new feature when users are accessing that new feature. Let's take an example. There is a new feature rolling out which says check recommendation. See, we got one event here. Along with that event, we can see what was the record duration, how the system was behaving during that event. So based on that, we can set an alert, and in case if it is breaching any of the matrix threshold, and we can notify the concerned team. Business KPI traffic. We can track our KPI as well. I'll show you how. We have the entire process. We have the entire process of browse, add to cart, and checkout, but we are more focused about the checkout. And in the checkout, we want to check how many small orders were placed and how many large orders are placed through our website. So let's click on this. Then I'll show you how we can track that. There, you go to the matrices. I got some issue in my application inside 01. So I quickly created another one while giving this demo. So the previous application inside was not working. So I just created, and I'll show you how it works. So whenever you want to monitor your business KPIs and you want to see how many orders were placed, and you want to segregate between small and the large orders, and you are more focused towards your end goal, which is like checking out, like how many orders are actually got placed. So there is one demo that I have created here. So there are two business KPIs, small orders and large orders. So we can go to the matrices of your application inside. Within your application inside, go to the matrices and select your custom, since these are the custom logics that I have written. So now if you see orders per minute here, if I click on count, so it will give me a count, like there are 13 orders per minute that we are getting. Also, apart from that, if I want to check what is the maximum amount that has been placed through an order. So this is $199.99. It is same. If I click here, you see this is $199.99, and this is the same it is showing. So that's how, and there using this matrices, we can set an alerting if anything goes beyond. Like take an example, if I order place per minute, if the average goes below, if the count go down your expected count, then you can set an alert on that. Okay, and there are a lot of other things are also there, like you can check your revenue per minute, and also a lot of other matrices are present which we can use to generate an alert. They're also like you can set application inside availability, browser page load time, send request time. There are failure performance counters are also there. So we can set alerts on those matrices as well. Yeah, that's it about this entire demo. Thank you very much. In case you need any help, please reach out to me. I can guide you how to configure those matrices in your web application to monitor in application insight. Thank you very much.